What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover Original Show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
What's up, you guys? Happy Thursday. We're back for another edition of And One, your Vover Thursday NBA show. And obviously, we want to talk Game 4 of the Suns-Bucks last night. But before we get to that, I think the most recent breaking news comes at the hand of USA Basketball. Unfortunately, sadly, heartbreakingly, Bradley Beal will not be able to participate in the Tokyo Olympics after being placed in health and safety protocols yesterday after testing positive for COVID. So he's out. He won't be going. It's really sad. I'm here in Vegas now. I went to their game the other day. His family's here. His kids are here. Obviously, a first-time Olympian, excited about the opportunity, but unfortunately, that will not be this Olympics. It's just devastating. My heart goes out to him. COVID strikes again, you know. I think people think we're out of the woods here, but we're clearly not out of the woods. So now it comes down to who will be his replacement. I'm not sure. There's whispers of a lot of different people. It's one, who is going to agree to do it this late in the game, and two, who's available. So I guess we'll wait and see who's going to fill in his spot. But it will be a gap that they need to fill. As we've seen, the team has struggled a bit during exhibition. While I do think they'll be all right, I did think Bradley Beal was going to be one of the big factors on that team. I thought he was going to do well in that Euro game. So something to watch out for. Heart goes out to Bradley Beal. And then the other thing I was here in Vegas for was the WNBA versus USA All-Star game yesterday. And y'all, it was so much fun. The game was mostly sold out. It was packed. The crowd was into it. I thought the coolest thing was the Las Vegas fans love their aces. I mean, you had legends in the building: Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Candace Parker. But when they said those aces' names, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Dearica Hamby, Liz Cambage, the crowd went wild. Like, they've really built a fan base here. It's really cool to see. The people are behind them. And then the game, it was competitive. Both teams wanted to win. You know, when you take Team USA and Team WNBA, you have players who, want a spot on that team one day or feel like they should have a spot, and they battled it out. And, the truth is, I talked to Sue Bird earlier, and she's like, that's the toughest matchup we're going to have. Because at the end of the day, Team WNBA and Team USA would both win a gold at the Olympics, or they'd win gold and silver at the Olympics. So it was so much fun. I enjoyed it. I would love if we could do that every year, but obviously they're not going to play Team USA every year. But it was a really, really good time. All that said, moving into the playoff talk, Game 4, the Bucks came back and won the game and closed out Game 4 and brought the series to 2-2 on the back of Chris Middleton, who has proven yet again, call me whatever you want to call me, biased, that he's a superstar. When Chris Middleton is clicking, that team is clicking. And, Devin Booker was on his game as well, but Devin Booker got into foul trouble, which I think did play into the end of that game. But shout out to Chris Middleton. And once again, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who finished with 26, 14, and 8. Those two carried the Bucks. Brooke Lopez chipped in 14. Drew Holiday chipped in 13, 7, and 7. I'd still like to see Drew come alive a little bit more offensively, and I think they click their best when those three, are getting 20 or more a game, as we saw in Game 3. But good performances. Pat Connaughton chipped in 11 off the bench, and that was kind of the bulk of the scoring for the Bucks. And then on the Phoenix side, Devin Booker went 17 for 28 with 42, but like I said, got into foul trouble, which I think played into the end of that game. And then help otherwise was Crowder had 15 and 8, and everybody else was 10 or under. Chris Paul and Cam Johnson both had 10 points. But also a really interesting moment in the game. Obviously, like I said, Devin Booker had foul trouble, but there was a moment that it seemed that Devin Booker had picked up his sixth foul. I think it was about 2 minutes left late in the game. He wrapped up Drew Holiday, and there was a no call. And I guess he just got a non-call that maybe he's gotten to that non-call level of superstardom, but that was an interesting thing. And then the other big play was Giannis Antetokounmpo's block with 1:14 left on DeAndre Ayton. That definitely made SportsCenter, and it looked like DeAndre Ayton had a very clear alley-oop, and Giannis just came through with the block of the game, the block that sealed the win, I think a lot would say. All of that to say, we've got a series. It's 2-2. It's headed back to Phoenix. Obviously, Chris Paul is thirsty for this championship, so we're going to see a different version of him at home. We're going to see a different version of the Suns at home, as always, and we'll see if Drew, Chris, and Giannis can get it all on the same page to try to steal a win in Phoenix. But Game 5 is going to be spicy for sure. And I think the best part is we can't call it. I don't think anybody can call it. I don't think we know who's got this series, who's going to take this series. Few fun games ahead. I don't know. Is it going to 6? Is it going to 7? I'd love to know your opinion. As always, you can chime in with us over on the Vover app. Let me know how many games you think this series is going, who you think is going to take it. I'm your host, Justine Brown. This has been And One, your Thursday Vover NBA show. And we will talk again on Monday for the WNBA show.